Unreviewable, Post Malone, 1 trillion Fs. Okay.
Yeah, I'm stealing the title format from my YouTube colleague Anthony Fantano. I'm using the term unreviewable for the new album by Post Malone, F1 million, and truly 1 million Fs to Post Malone. Listen, the reason I use the term unreviewable, you know, when he used it, it was about Kanye, and I understand why, and I totally get it, and that's fine. But, you know, we're still tourists in this community, right? Like, we're not a part of the hip-hop community. We observe the hip-hop community, you know? And the real enemy, if we are...
Why did you do your top button up on your shirt, then? I think that's because he's stressed. That was a little tell that he's stressed. He's going to speak his truth now, but he knows what might be coming back. And that's a real shit. That's some real shit.
Well-meaning white commentators and viewers of hip-hop music, the real enemy is not Kanye. It's not Drake. It's time to face the real enemy. It's Post Malone. White people, we can do better. Okay?
Damn.
Boycott Post Malone. Now listen, I'm not saying he hasn't made some good music and he's terrible. I'm not saying he's the worst. You might enjoy his music. I enjoy some of his music. I even like that album, the butterfly, the teeth with the butterflies in it, whatever that one was. But we can't let it keep going. We have to stop it now. He has a #1 country album. Now, first of all, it's an insult to country music. Just like, oh, anybody could just find some country producers and just do it. Hey, it's the music of mediocre white dudes, and mediocre white dudes can make a #1 album just like that. Like, you just that whole thing. And then not to mention bad look. Look.
Sounds like it's pretty reviewable, mate, to be honest. But yeah, you're not holding back. You did the button up and then you fucking went to town. Professor Sky.
White America. Bad look, white America, because how do we react to Beyonce? How do we react to
stressed, dude. He's stressed out about this situation. Now, I didn't review the Post Malone album because I don't know fucking anything about country music. I keep saying it hasn't really reached these shores, but then again, Editor Joe says that loads of people that he knows fucking love country, but Editor Joe's a lot younger than I am. But it's never really reached these shores in my time. So I always approach it from a true outsider's point of view. It means very little to me. Some of it I like that I've listened to, a bit of Chris Stapleton. A lot of it, just I don't get it at all. It seems different if you're in America. This is serious for Professor Sky, man. Now, I know that they snubbed Beyonce at the Country Music Awards, which is crazy to me. Like, because that seemed to the country album had the country. He's probably going to talk about it. Had the country like features,
and then this guy just hops over and he just gets welcome to the Old Opry. You know what I'm saying? He gets welcome to the Old Opry. How much do we have to keep inflicting mediocre white dudes on the world? It is just so insulting. I'm going to try and keep this video short because, first of all, dude, why are you listening to me, dudette?
I think you're in a tangle with yourself because you're sort of projecting your own insecurities about quote-unquote mediocre white dude. I think you're about to call yourself one, but actually he's just a fucking smart dude talking your shit, and I wouldn't necessarily worry too much about talking yourself in circles here. You seem stressed, because there's no solution to the thing you're stressed about. But if your idea is to say that Post Malone, that's a good guy, like Post Malone, welcome straight away with, I don't know much about country. I heard the one song with Morgan Wallen, it was okay, not my cup of tea. Whereas Beyonce, really good album, snubbed. I mean, not the best look, is it?
Why are you listening to me? I mean, if you haven't seen Lil Bill's video about how black music lost its soul, it's great. It's not specifically about Post Malone, but it certainly touches on that. I'll include a link to that in the description. It's better than this video. If you haven't seen Fat Charlie, another great creator who has criminally few views, he has a whole great video called When the Black Phase is Over. It's better than this one, and you should just absolutely check that out. But maybe, you know, you need someone who looks like you to tell you that we deserve better. This sad boy, oh, I only streamed 40 billion times. And now listen, I gave him a pass before on his comments on hip-hop because he was still making rap music. So, you know, maybe he said something. Maybe he said, if you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip-hop. And I think if you keep working in that art form, you can make that kind of mistake. You can say that kind of thing because, you know, you're at least dedicated to the craft. But if you're just jumping to the most lucrative craft, if you just see that this ship is sinking and that you want to jump...
You're arguing two things at once here. So you're arguing against Post Malone and his personal choices, and then you are also arguing against what is almost an impossible thing to do, by the way, the second one. You're also arguing against the general spectrum of America and the soul of different genres and certain people being excluded and included and stuff. That'll drive you insane because it goes too deep. Also, yeah, you're totally right, but also that Shaboozey song was #1 for ages, isn't it? So it's just, there's always going to be something that is an exception to a rule or a rule to an exception.
Jump onto an easier ship with your Taylor Swift cosign, you can just do it. And let me just get back to that whole question of, if you're looking to think about life, then don't listen to hip-hop. No, dude, it's about lived experience. It's about lived experience, Mr. Malone. That's what it's about. So obviously, you're not going to think about life when you listen to music that does not reflect your lived experience. Mr. from Syracuse, Mr. from Texas, Mr. can just jump around and do whatever the hell he wants.
What's the quote from Post Malone? If you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip-hop. There's not a lot of people talking about real shit. I mean, that's a quote out of context on its own is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But if he's talking about modern hip-hop at the time where a lot of stuff wasn't so conscious, then I understand what he's talking about. But regardless,
yeah, if you want to listen to hip hop, don't listen to the diss tracks my friends and I made out of college when we inhabited our Mario Kart mains and tried to do battle tracks against each other. Okay, don't listen to my banger "Bow Dizzle to the Bow Sizzle" if you want to hear about life, because very often when white artists make non-white art that comes from not-white cultures, they do it in an inauthentic way. Now, they can't do it in an authentic way. Obviously, we know that. Obviously, we know that. Obviously, we know that. There's not a question of can white people make hip-hop, but do they have to insult it the way Post Malone is? And we're giving him a #1 album with 1 million Fs?
Damn, he fucking doesn't like Post Malone, does he? I understand what he's saying, but is Post Malone that bad? I don't know.
He felt so hurt about being called a culture vulture, he just made sure that he was one. Now listen, no one's ever accused me of drowning cats. Not a single person has ever accused me of drowning cats. But you know what you can do? You can go ahead and accuse me of drowning cats all you want in the comment section. I've never drowned a cat. I don't intend to. So if you call me a cat drowner, I'm not going to run out there, grab Heathcliff and Felix and Garfield and just start dumping them.
I'm going to have to call you a cat drowner now. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to start drowning cats. When people call me a cat...
It sounds a fucking lot like you drown cats. Because who the hell was talking about drowning cats? I'm looking behind you to see if there's any bags of cats right now, to be honest, Professor Sky.
Cat drowner. That's just not what I am. You know, and I feel bad, and I feel like it's just gone on. In general, I want to give praise. In general, I want to give praise to American culture. I want to give praise in general to white American consumers for, in general, not stealing this artwork from the people who created it. But we have to just call it what it is. And I feel bad for the people who collaborated with Post Malone, you know, 21 Savage and all that. He's been had. He's been took, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. That's what Post Malone does.
Wow,
listen,
I don't agree, dude.
Because obviously
I haven't listened to this record. I don't agree. I think Post Malone is just like a guy that likes a bunch of different types of music. Maybe he said something stupid 6 years ago, or maybe even longer, about hip-hop, but I believe that he cares about the culture of hip-hop to an extent anyway. I don't know if I 100% agree with you here, mate. I'm struggling to get past the cat drowning thing, but I love the fact that you're coming with the energy. Because it's scary to do that online. It actually is. It's scary to just come fucking completely honestly and talk your shit. And there's fan bases out there that can kill you. Listen, the last Post Malone album that I reviewed, I didn't do this one, the last one I reacted to, the one before this, where he's by the pool in the cover, can't remember the name of it. I still get comments all the time, hating, destroying me, savaging me on that. And like I just did, it was pretty mediocre. I can't remember. I've only listened to it that one time. If the question is, did Post Malone sell out hip-hop? Switch the country, and is the fact that he was... There's two arguments here, like I said. Switch the country, and that shows a general disdain for hip-hop. I can see that. Is the country album itself bad, good? I don't know. I don't know enough about country music, but the song I listened to didn't inspire me to listen to much more.
So, I don't know.
You all right, mate?
Joe Budden even did a video about it. It wasn't too bad. Did Post Malone exploit hip-hop to gain popularity? It's a terrible state of things. So just tell me, will you boycott Post Malone with me? Okay? I'm not even going to take Jack Harlow from you. Okay?
Bro, I'll boycott Post Malone because I don't really want to listen to his music. But I'm not doing it with you because I don't want to get pulled into a cat drowning scandal.
Hey, he's a borderline case compared to Post Malone. Oh my God. I was hoodwinked. We're all hoodwinked.
Mate, it's alright. It's alright, mate. It's going to be alright. He does look like what a cat drowner would look like.